To test for underactivity of the rectus abdominis, the client will be doing a manual muscle test. In this case, to test the strength of the rectus abdominis, the client will be doing 5 sit-ups. And the strength of the rectus abdominis will be graded on a scale of 1 to 5 based on how well the form is during sit-ups and if there is appearance of any compensations. So the client will be getting to do 5 sit-ups. And 1 last rep. So from the results of the manual muscle test, there was obvious appearance of compensations. This indicates there is definitely underactivity in the rectus abdominis due to other muscles having to compensate for trunk flexion. This would be graded about a 2 on the manual muscle testing due to the sit-ups being able to be done, but heavy appearance of compensations, which again finally would indicate due to the overactivity of the rectus spinae, there is underactivity in the rectus abdominis. It is gathered that the erector spinae are overactive due to excessive arching of the back during the squat, which also indicates a weak rectus abdominis. So to follow up, we will be doing lengthening and inhibitory techniques on the overactive and shortened erector spinae, and we will be doing isolation and strengthening and integration of the underactive rectus abdominis. So for step 1 of the corrective exercise continuum, the client will be doing inhibitory techniques. In this case, we'll be using a baseball to apply precision pressure on overactive muscle fibers in the erector spinae. So to start, she's going to lay down onto her back, and she's going to roll the baseball down her erector spinae until she finds a trigger point. Then she found her trigger point. So now she's going to hold this for about 30 seconds. She's going to repeat this process of 30 seconds about 2 to 3 times, and she'll do this whole she'll do myofascial release like this for 2 to 3 days a week. This will help relax overactive muscle fibers in the erector spinae. That'll help relax the muscle and allow the rectus abdominis to return to normal neuromuscular function. To address lengthening of the erector spinae, the client will be doing the downward dog static stretch. So she's going to get in the downward dog position. She's going to hold this for about 30 to 60 seconds, really focusing on feeling a stretch and getting that butt up to stretch the erector spinae. We want to make sure she's in a position where she's comfortable, but not too comfortable, as you don't want to be stretching through pain. So she's going to hold this for about 30 to 60 seconds for 2 sets and repeat this once a day through the entirety of the lengthening portion of the corrective exercise. Next up, we will be focusing on the underactive rectus abdominis. We're going to first focus on isolated strength exercise. So the client's going to get in the crunch position. We're starting with crunch position instead of a sit-up, as this really allows her to focus on strengthening erector abdominis without have to worry about the hip flexors getting involved. First off, she's going to do a crunch and hold the top position for about 3 seconds. Good. She's going to take about 2 seconds to go down, really focusing on exhaling on the way up. And in the crunch position, you're only going to go halfway up. So she's going to focus on holding that for 1, 2, and another 2 seconds on the way down. She's going to do this for about 10 to 15 reps for about 3 sets. For the final step of the corrective exercise continuum, we will now be doing integration strength training. To build on the crunches, which involve just the trunk, now we will be building on another core exercise that's going to involve the hip flexors. So the client is going to lay on her back. While combining the crunch, she's also going to do leg raises. This will allow the rectus abdominis to start working with the hip flexors. For 1 set, she's going to do about 12 to 15 reps at a tempo of holding for 1 second, then going down for 2 seconds. 1, 1, 2. She'll repeat this for about 3 to 4 sets of 12 to 15 reps and do this workout about 2 to 3 times a week to allow the rectus abdominis to return to normal function while also training it to work with other joints.